What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, here to talk to you guys today about the big PS4 and PS5 system changes that'll be rolling out to a beta near you. I'm coming at you live with a very raspy voice from sunny Jacksonville, Florida, using my iPad to record the video today, and so my audio might be a little off, but I know you can hear me because I've already tested it. PS5 Beta includes new UI enhancements, party chat options, and accessibility features. This is all about getting connected. Recall that Sony made a pretty big announcement last year that they would be working with Discord. And this is kind of, at least in my eyes, rolling in that general direction. I think this is beginning to test some of that core functionality. Specifically here for the PS5, they'll be previewing a feature that enables voice commands for finding games and opening apps, as well as controlling media. This is only with English as of now. May roll out to other things later. You know, that voice chat thing is a very interesting feature because we have seen this come so many different times. I remember when the Kinect came out with the Xbox 360, and oh, you're going to be the remote. And I will tell you, I have had very limited success with that over the years. Even with my Amazon, even with all the assistants I have, even with Siri, doesn't seem to matter. It just doesn't like my voice for whatever reason. So I'm not that excited about it, but I feel like the other stuff is really starting to make major strides, particularly when it comes to what we can expect with Discord, merging into PlayStation. So here's some things that have changed. You're going to have open and closed parties. An open party lets your friends see and join the party without an invite. This is kind of the way most chat programs are now. You guys probably remember that I am a huge fan of TeamSpeak. That is almost exclusively what my friends and I use when we are chatting, playing PC games together. I think it's a phenomenal program. I love it significantly more than Slack or Discord or any other chat program. But one of the nice things that TeamSpeak has is all these individual channels which can be locked or opened. A lot of these other chat programs, anybody can come in whenever they want. They see your friends online, they jump in. And if you're like me, you have different groups of friends who are playing different games. And sometimes you just don't want to mix streams or cross streams, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to have that open invite, which is kind of how it's been now, that anybody can join. And they will also now add a closed party invitation. So basically you'll be able to say, okay, I only want certain people to join. This is a great way to not have friends, guys, because what's going to happen is your friends are going to be like, why can't I join? It's like, well, it's not for you. It's for my other friends. They're also including the voice chat reporting feature. So if you don't like what somebody in your party said, which very interestingly enough, most of the times to me, parties are really designed for your friends. Don't be a dick and report your friends on a party. But if you decide it's time to end the friendship, you can now actually get a visual indicator as to who is speaking, and you can report based off of that. Share play is also going to be directly from that voice chat card as well. You don't need to hit the share screen first anymore to use share play. I don't know if share play is something that ever really took off. I know the idea was you'd virtually hand a controller to your friend, or you can kind of rig the system essentially to play couch co-op games even if your friend was remote. I did this with incredible failure with Broforce. I remember playing with my buddy Sid. We played Broforce, which was a couch co-op game, but we played remotely. The experience for me was not fun as the remote player. I don't know if it's changed a lot on PS5, but it was so laggy and broken, I just ended up saying, hey bro, I can't do this anymore. On the PlayStation 4 side of things, and I know there are still quite a few PS4 owners out there. I mean, I am a PS4 owner as well, but I think most people would prefer to be PS5 owners and put the 4 on ice. But you'll now be able to individually adjust the voice for each player, which honestly, again, going back to Discord and TeamSpeak and Slack, these are all features that TeamSpeak has had forever. Individually adjusting microphone volume for your one friend who's like breathing down the microphone. You could dope him down. You could take the buddy who's kind of whispering because his wife's in the other room and crank him up. It's nice to see that that feature is going to make its way to the PS4. It seems way overdue at this point, but I guess better late than never. I don't know. There's also some game-based enhancements on the PS5. For starters, they are now calling voice chats parties. Okay. You're going to be able to have these 3 different groupings of friends. You could have friends, parties, and messages. And basically, it's just a way to organize with how you're communicating with people. And it says it right here. You'll be able to add players to a group. You'll be able to send groups messages to certain people or whatever. And this goes back to if you're somebody who has a lot of groups of friends who don't really mesh well, or if you're playing different groups of games with different people. Perfect example that I could think of, and I refer to this a lot because this was a big part of my early PS4 campaign, but when Sid and I fell in love with Destiny together and we played it at least 1,000 hours easily, it would have been nice to have a party with just him and me where I could have posted photos and kind of, again, Discord light, right? Isn't that what we're talking about here? Where I didn't have to share it to like the wall of other people who just didn't care that I got a new gun or that I had done some sort of raid or completed a challenge. So I see this as kind of a bridge into that Discord functionality. Obviously, the big last step would be to just call it Discord and make it cross-platform. We're not quite there yet, but this is all laying the groundwork for that. Absolutely no doubt about it. And they've also added some new UI features, being able to filter your games based on genre. I don't know if I find that particularly useful. I think most people know the genre of the games they want to play, and alphabetical works pretty well for most of us. Additionally, though, you do have the keep at home setting. So if you want to, you can put games on your home screen instead of just kind of letting the UI determine what is the most relevant game, or I shouldn't say relevant, the most recent game based on the leftmost side, and it slowly pushes out to the right and then vanishes into the nether. You'll now be able to officially lock that in those prime 2 or 3 spots if there's a game that you like to play every single day, which is kind of nice. And as a result of that, you're going to be able to put up the 5 games on your home screen, which is cool as well. They've also increased the size count of that home screen to 14 games, and they've done some UI stuff with the trophies. Now, specifically with the UI, I have noticed, the advertisements are just over the top. Every time you turn on a PS5, you are greeted with this giant splash screen for something you may or may not care about, probably not care about. It'll be very interesting to see as they add more and more content and customization to the home screen. That UI footprint is going to really start to take over that advertisement space. I'll be curious to see how the two mesh in the future, especially if when they want you to funnel into Discord, eventually that there's a really good chance your Discord is going to kind of take over that home screen in a sense. So I'll be curious to see how this plays out. And there's some other small things here, some accessibility features with different languages for the screen reader, which I think accessibility is incredibly important. And it's shocking to me we're a year plus into the PS5 life cycle, and we are just getting new languages like Portuguese and Korean and such. I don't understand why that took so long, but great. And also another nice accessibility feature for some people who prefer that, they do now support mono audio, which is very nice as well. That is a key feature for people who have unilateral hearing loss, as they call it. But I do know some friends who prefer mono because of hearing impairments and stuff. And although I'm a snob with my Shithell 2 and my Sennheiser headphones, it's nice to see that they are still giving in some great accessibility features. There's also some voice command stuff, as I talked about early on. I don't find this particularly useful at all, where basically you're going to say, hey, PlayStation, that's going to be the code word to kind of fire up you to give a response and talk into your controller and tell your PlayStation to open a game or whatever you think it needs to do. I don't find this particularly useful at all. And then they will also be including a basically little cheat sheet at the end there, a little summary of like, hey, did it work and what do you think? And this is just for metrics. I don't expect this to take off in any platform or really at all, but it's nice that I guess that they're including it. So it's nice to see the rollout here. I am seeing a lot of accessibility things. Make no mistake about this though, guys. This is solely here to prepare for Discord. This is what is going to happen. This is the push to make sure these features work, break them off into piecemeals, make these walls, these parties, these individual chats all work, and then slap the Discord tag on it and say, oh, now it's Discord. So good steps in the right direction. I think this is key functionality that we all wanted. Key functionality that we all wanted and needed. And I'm excited to see where this heads next. So if you are in that PlayStation beta group, expect codes to roll out if you're interested. If you're like me and maybe you just want to wait until it becomes prime time, well, I'm sure there'll be many other YouTubers out there discussing their feature set and what they liked and didn't like. But for today, that wraps up the video. I need to take a major decompression break, and my wife's calling me, so that's a good stopping point. But hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.